Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear. Hope you like my new look. I'm doing it on purpose. Not really. Folks, I forgot my cap this morning. I was in such a big hurry. Honestly, I forgot my cap. I called Jeff. He'd already left the house. I was going to get him to bring me extra cap. And I said, you would think we'd have an extra one around the studio. But no, he said, you gave them all away, which we did. So I might leave a cap here. But I certainly, the only time I ever wear a cap is outside or on this show. I never wear a cap indoors. I just always wear one, outside because of the sun. Also, I don't know. I'm looking at the monitor. I sort of like it, but we'll see. Y'all give me some feedback on it. I know y'all gonna have all kind of jokes about my bald head and the lights. You got to wear your sunglasses. I've heard all those before. So let's roll on with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Highway 77. We're looking at about 89 a day and low of 70. Water temperature jumped back up. It's at 87 degrees. That is warm. Our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew. And I checked out the river readings closely. I had to double check them because they're in good shape. They're back high now. That place called Brunstown went up to 7 foot. But you see where it's level off. It's at 7.4. The Choctaw-Caryville is still under 5. It's at a 4.7. So we're in decent shape. And the Choctaw-Hatchee is dropping out pretty fast. The rain's gotten on through here, and it's dropping out pretty fast. So you'll have some falling water tomorrow if you're going to be fishing over that area. Also, the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're looking, it's fascinating because, 3 or 4 days we had a weak tide, and all of a sudden a day jumps back in really good, again with a strong falling tide. It's going to be high this morning in a couple of hours at 7:30, and then it's going to be dropping out all day, a good steady drop at about 5:49. I got this message, someone sent it to me from NOAA. They've said we had the hottest recorded temperature in Florida, average temperature for the month of May that we've ever had since they kept records in 1895. So, we're talking about how hot it was in May. And also, they said in March it was one of the hottest in the globe in 2019 in the history of them keeping records. So we were all blaming, all the trees being blown down, and that way it wasn't absorbing the heat, but it was just hot all over the state. So it was really hot. The average temperature was 79 degrees for the average month, the whole month. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's start off this segment wishing all those dads out there a happy Father's Day. Sunday's coming up really quick, and other people have been so busy. A lot of people have not. If you've been like me, just hadn't registered with you, but now sort of got to stop, catch your breath, and do some reflection like I always do. And I always think about my dad, of course, on Father's Day, like so many of y'all do. And I pulled out some pictures last night. I'm going to show you 4 pictures of my dad. And this is how I remember him most of the time when he retired and all doing. Okay, here's at Lake Talquin. He loved to fish at Lake Talquin. There's a picture of him there. Here's a mess from Teloja Creek. But now he was not a part of that catch and release generation. They just kept them. They didn't release them. And again, this one, I believe these came from, might have been from Lake Seminole or either the Apalachicola River. I don't remember. I do remember that old truck, and I had that truck when it passed away. I should not have ever sold that thing. I wish I still had it. Doggone it, that was a good truck. And here we are out in the woods. That's my dad in the middle, and that's my son Chip to our right, and my nephew Matthew to our left. And this is one of our final hunting trips together. We were with Robert Brent, and I'm sitting on a dog box, but one of the things, look in the cab of the truck. What do you see right there? That's his old shotgun, and he had that for years. Anyway, my dad was a big influence on my life, and we had a wonderful time growing up in the outdoors. I wouldn't be sitting here today doing an outdoor show had it not been for my dad. Like I say, he was not a member of that generation. They didn't do a lot of catching and releasing, but what my dad did, he worked hard. He loved his family. He took us to church, and he taught us respect. He taught us hard work, and he had a wonderful dad. And I have wonderful memories of Willis Maisel Chester. So I'm going to get to his grave pretty soon and pay my respects. All right, let's move on. I know a lot of y'all do the same way. And in honor of Father's Day, you know, on Mother's Day, we gave that big old basket. Well, what we're going to do for Father's Day, we're just going to give one gift. I'm going to give away a copy of Panhandle. Panhandle Outdoors giving away a copy of Full Box here on the show. So I'm going to draw a name like we always do, but we got to draw a guy's name out of here now, okay? And if you're not a father, it's okay. We can still enjoy the prize. So I'm going to put out names, make sure it's a guy, all right? And the first one to put out, Jerry Dunn, Westville. Congratulations. Touch base with me, Jerry, and we'll get that book to you. Okay, congratulations, Jerry Dunn. Also, speaking of outdoor things, remember Ronnie Groom, I mentioned this day before yesterday on the show. Ronnie Groom mentioned he needs some help down there at C&G, looking for someone to come work part-time, willing to work on Saturdays. He would put it ideal for a retired person, want to get out supplement income, great working conditions. All you need is be friendly and energetic. They'll train you on the things people are coming down there looking for and help you give them information. Call Ronnie or Sue, 769-2317. 769-2317. I also want to mention I got my, down at St. Joe State Park, I wanted to show you I was going to check it out for you. By the way, I talked to them down there. That is almost filled in at the cut from the hurricane. And they plan August the state. Now this is sort of unofficial, but the unofficial plans are in August they're going to start building the road from the mainland across where it was cut into the campground. So hopefully they'll get some campsites ready. They've been working really hard down there. They don't have a lot of manpower. So folks working down there are working pretty hard getting the campsites ready. And they're hopefully, they don't have any idea when it's going to open, but they're going to start on the road. They're going to give us some more time to fill in. It's filling in really, really nice and all. And while I was down there, I bought my yearly pass, Florida State Parks, and I've talked about it before. It's not for everyone, but if you go to it's for any state park in Florida. It's free, and we launch our boat there a lot, go there, so it's well worth it to us. We go out to St. Andrews State Park and other state parks. So if you think about it, it's not, I think it's $118 maybe, but it's not, it costs, $6 or $8 just drive in and just on occasion. So anyways, according to how much you use if you need a state park pass. All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I hope you like the topless look we're having today on Panhandle Outdoors. No one reminded me to bring my cap this morning. Also, we're going to mention the annual entrance pass, of course, State Park, but you get one free here. You get a senior pass if you're over, I forget what it is, 60 or something. You'll get a senior pass for national parks. That's a good deal right there. Check that out, because there are a lot of national parks around, especially when you're traveling. You go right through them. All right, we're going to catch up on some of our pictures. We've got some cool stuff here. Let's start off, here we go. Let's start off with Billy Grantham sent this, and he sent me a message. He said, for your Friday fishing report, the big river fishing is great. Some say best in years, and maybe because of so much high water last year. And I said, buckshot, his son, Billy was out of town. When he's out of town, buckshot just goes catch the fish anyway. So that's a nice mess of fish right there from the big river. Okay, and we talked about how the big river got its name, and it's fascinating stories. Now, let's, remember we had Lorraine Lindsay on the show about 2 weeks ago talking about planting sea oats at Mexico Beach. They planted, I think, I don't know, 8,000, 10,000, but she sent me some pictures off her phone. They're not really super focused, but you get the idea of, look how those sea oats they planted. And that's going, I'm telling you, in a year or two, that's going to really make a difference. Here's the hand you sort of scoop up the sand around them. And here's some here coming in pots and all. She got them from the same place we got them from in Outdoor Ed when we planted them. This brought back some great memories of our students planting them just like this. And these are all volunteers, came down there, and what a beautiful day to do it. And it's a little bit of work, but you got a lot of people. It don't take near as long. So congratulations to the Mexico Beach folks that planted those sea oats and all. And by the way, if you're planning a trip there, a wide portion of Highway 98 is blocked off. You got a detour around to the county line road. Of course, they got signs and all, but don't try to take a shortcut like I did, because you're going to weave in and out. But it gave us a chance again to see another area of Mexico Beach that just devastated by the storm. Every time I go down that way, it's just mind-boggling still. So be aware you're going to take a little bit more time going down that way. All right, I've got a couple more pictures. Tarpon Dock Seafood now. Listen, if you go out fishing or charter a boat, bring your catch down to Tarpon Dock and they will clean them for you. And I think it might be like 70 cents a pound. I promise, folks, when you catch a lot of offshore fish or a lot of fish, that's well worth it. And I'm gonna clean my own trout and redfish and all that kind of stuff, but when we catch a big old load of fish, those big fish, I tell you what, you end up, when you try to clean those big fish, a big red snapper, I promise you got a 100% chance of cutting your hands. Unless you wear gloves, it's just hard to handle them. So you might want to give some consideration to that. If you just got 1 or 2 fish, it's okay, but those big fish, I was asking some fish cleaners the other day, and I said, out of all the fish you clean here, I said, what's the hardest fish for you to clean? And there was 3 of those boys, and they all 3 of them said, a big red snapper. That's just the hardest fish for them to clean, so keep that in mind. Speaking of big red snappers, a big grouper, one of my favorite students, I'm going to say Anna Petronas, who was in my class, and she loves fishing. Her fishing season is my favorite season, and that girl can fish. And if you go to Captain Anderson, she's going to be right there at that front desk, or the front hostess right there, Anna Petronas. Tell her you saw her picture on Panhandle Outdoors. She'll get a kick out of it, because that girl can really, really fish well. Okay, now at the same time, talking about things going well, I try to keep up all your emails and all your messages, but at times I get bombarded with them. So if the past, especially pictures and all, I'll make a special effort to make sure I show all the pictures. But for some reason, you sent me something and I haven't shown it, or if you sent me an email, I have not replied, please resend it to me and let me know that I've missed it and all, because I'm not ignoring. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you or brushing you off, because I just wanted to make sure that you know that. So at times I do get behind, so we'll catch up on that. Now also, it's not too late if you want to enter the contest. We're right now not quite halfway through 2019, so we've got another half of the year left to draw for prizes and draw for fish and all kinds of things like that. So don't forget that. Again, I want to mention the tide chart. We sort of brush through it every day but the importance of fishing with a moving tide. I was out on the boat yesterday with a good friend of mine, and we were talking and we were fishing, having a great time. And we were talking about just things in general, just general rules of fishing that people should know, and freshwater and saltwater. And people, freshwater fishermen, they don't like to fish on that rising tide. If it's pushing way back up in there, that's swift water. And the old timers, we talk about the old timers. Well, these old timers learn, and the reason they learn because they got there and had to do it to bring food to the table. And some of the basic things they learned on freshwater, they didn't like to fish that rising water, and they didn't like to get way back up in those sloughs. But the following year, like Billy Grantham from Steve said, the following year, all that high water brought a lot of fish back in for this year because they got out there and all that food. But what we were talking about on moving tide yesterday, and you have the wind blowing one way, but the tide flowing this way. And that makes some difficult casting, because especially if you're target casting, like we're fishing around some buoys and all, and you try to throw toward the buoy against the wind, but once it hits, you got to throw hard, but once it hits, it's going to be going this way. And it's challenging. So I want to recommend to you, make sure that when you're casting and all, I practice off my dock sometimes. I just go out and cast with a strong wind, because different size weights and all, those little things like that, what separates a really good fisherman from a fine fisherman. And that's two different categories. And I fished with a guy yesterday who was a fine fisherman. Okay? Enough of that, but all these little things we talk about are important. And we'll talk about water temperatures also. All right, now let's get ready for our Tarpon Dock Seafood drawing. And don't forget now, they'll clean you a big load of fish for you. And go ask for Clay or Austin or Adam, those boys there. All right, now let's give some stuff away from Tarpon Dock. I'm gonna get them started pretty good. And $20, the winner of the $20 is going to be Kristen Maycomber from Panama City. Kristen Maycomber winning $20. on June the 14th. Okay, and now the winner of the big red snapper, and there've been some fine red snapper. In fact, I had a picture. I don't know if I'll get it. Well, there've been so many recreational people fishing this week for big red snapper. We've been bombarded with pictures on the Panama City fishing page. I hate to show one because there's so many of them. And the winner of the big red snapper, John Taylor from Parker. Red snapper. All right, John, congratulations. I know you got a big family to feed, so tell them to make sure to get you a big red snapper. All right, we're gonna take our break, and then we'll come back with our famous Friday fishing report. Okay, welcome back. That was a couple of pictures I wanted to show you, but I want to be up here to show them to you. This is from NOAA, and it's talking about the dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico. It's one of the largest ever, and this is sort of, this is all the Mississippi River runoff right here. This is dead zone. What I mean by dead zone, there's no oxygen. This is really serious here. But if you look now, look at here. This is getting close. The outskirts are getting close to us. We're not a lot of oxygen now. That takes a big swath, and we're talking about taking care of our planet and all on the Earth, and there's no fish in that dead zone. So be aware of that. I did want to show you. This is from our trip yesterday. We're going to have this video. We're going to have this video coming on. We went triple tail fishing, and folks, we had a wonderful trip. So we're going to get to see these pictures. I tell you what, we're going to have the video on Monday, right, Jeff? We're going to have it on Monday. So that video will be here. So let's go to Google Earth real quick. And while I was out, let me tell you this. While I'm out, we were down in Apalachicola Bay, and Apalachicola Bay. Now, one thing that we're talking about in our Panhandle Outdoors area, we have our three bay systems: Choctawhatchee Bay, San Andrew Bay, and of course Apalachicola Bay. And then on the fringes it was Scambia Bay, and then on the other side Ocklawaha Bay. But our bay systems here are just fascinating. But I just have this on Apalachicola Bay. It's just I want to show you. It's just what separates it. I'm not saying it's a better bay or anything like that, but just the vast size of it and the enormous variety of fish. And I was in the middle. I was right in the middle yesterday. We're fishing all kind of places, but we're about right in this area, right in here, doing some fishing, all out in here. I was able to look out there, and I could see St. George Island. I could see both bridges. I could see St. Vincent Island. We fishing back up in here, and then back. And I was just looking. I was almost in awe, because one of the big things I was in awe because, first of all, what I didn't see any big condominiums all over the place. I didn't see a lot of houses. There's some houses along in here, but then you got a state park through here, and their houses are just sort of scattered here. But it's such a natural bay, and we were on this side of the bridge, and on the other side of the bridge, that's like another world itself. So that Apalachicola Bay is just something special. So we had a trip where we really caught a lot of fish. It was one of those quality fishing trips that you're gonna have to see to believe. So you're gonna see some quality fishing on Monday. Don't forget on Monday's show. But let's move on with our report now before we run out of time. We're looking at I talked to Billy Grantham. You just saw what he said about the river. River fishing is excellent. River fishing on the Choctawhatchee and the Apalachicola River is excellent, and all the feeder creeks it's going to be in really good shape. Let's jump over to the Choctawhatchee. The Choctawhatchee. Let's start way over here. I didn't get a report from Larry Brown, mainly because he's fishing every day. He didn't have time to send me a report. I can promise you some really strong fish, and the Choctawhatchee Bay system is unique in itself too, because although in the south end there's a lot of development all up here on this end up in here, there's just a lot of natural areas you can go to. The red fishing, the number one fish they caught this week. I saw another guide on his report. I was reading about his report. They were catching redfish every day this week on Choctawhatchee Bay. Really strong showing of redfish. Now, don't forget your charter boats and all coming out of Destin. They're just, red snapper fishing there has been excellent coming all through there. And I usually get a report here on the jetties and all. I haven't heard much about any fishing right through here, but usually, big red fish are right through here. But again, you got a system here you want to stay away from. But also the surf fishing has been good early in the morning out of State Park. Okay. let's move on down. Let's leave Choctawhatchee Bay and go to the west, to the St. Andrew Bay system, West Bay, North Bay, and all that. And I get a kick how they call this. This is not Grand Lagoon, folks. This is West Bay. Okay, the Grand Lagoon is down here. But West Bay fishing has been really good early in the morning. Again, our 2 feeder creeks, I've seen some catches coming out. Some really nice trout have been caught coming out of both our creeks, Burnt Mill Creek. Okay, it's been some really nice catches right through here. And also the redfish catch has been excellent in West Bay. North Bay has been a little slack. We're talking about a boat ramp. Now, don't forget, talking about boat ramps. You know, we're talking about the one that Carl Gray to put in here, the Carl Gray. There's a boat ramp right here too. Not a lot of good parking, but there's a good boat ramp to launch right there. I mean, it's in good shape. Okay, let's move on over here to the state park system here. There's been a lot of folks understand being at a state park. A lot of boat launches in here. Again, the redfish bite has been really good. And a lot of people are coming out of here. The cobia bite has not been strong this year. Cobia bite has not been strong. Real quick, I didn't mention St. Joe Bay. We'll be fishing there pretty soon. I talked to some people down there that caught some big trout in the bay. Okay, I'm talking in the surf. Bay fishing has been excellent for big trout. So big trout's been caught in the bay and surf right here. And that's coming from direct reports from people I talked to 2 days ago down at Cape San Blas. And again, they'll be filling in. They're going to be filling this in soon. It's not quite as wide. They're going to be filling this in at sort of campsite. It's right here. Okay, you had 2 cuts. This started filled in, and this one's been filled in good. So we got a good situation there. The stump, it's one-way traffic around the stump hole. They're still trying to repair the pavement. So it's been one-way traffic for a good while there, and it still is, and probably another month or 2 before they finish that paving on the Cape. Run out of time. Been a great week. I've enjoyed the week. Hope you enjoyed that big old red snapper trip we took with Billy Archer. Got a lot of comments on that. Y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend. And get outdoors, folks. It's beautiful. Get outdoors and enjoy it. God bless, and do something good for your fellow man.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.